Old men get a lot of heat for having closed minds. Don't want any new ideas. We know what we know. We're comfortable with what we have and what we think. And rocking the boat generally does not sit well. Well, I'll admit that as one who fits in that category of, I guess, an old man. But I think we're not the only ones. I think we're really recognizing here a fairly universal human trait. It's very hard to embrace new ideas, especially in areas where we think we have a very comfortable understanding, or at least we know what we don't know and feel like the track that we're on to get more information is the right one, even if it isn't. This comes to mind most prominently in my experience in medical science. I'm not a physician, as you know, but I have been around doctors all my life, both as a CNN medical correspondent and later with the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. A lot of innovations in medicine have come along during my tenure with these different entities and just through my lifetime. And one of the striking things that recurs time and again is how those who really are responsible for true breakthroughs often have a very strong uphill battle that they face in trying to bring about their new ideas and the change that those ideas represent. It's November of 2024 as we have this conversation, and I just got back from a medical conference in London where we heard about innovations in cancer care, which is, of course, a very great interest of mine, always has been, even before it hit home. Um, and we heard about a man who came up with an idea that turned out to be important in cancer control. Granted, this is an incremental process. We don't really have the home run breakthroughs that we all wish for. But we are making progress. And this man's progress was probably would have happened sooner had he not been not only, kind of blown off for his idea, but even ostracized over it. It's something that is not rare in medicine. Here is someone who was at a prominent university, had a very good reputation there, but because he came up with a very innovative idea for how cancer spreads, uh, he was ridiculed and shunned by his colleagues. It really did hurt his career, but it didn't dampen his resolve. He kept right on at it, and wouldn't you know it, the principle that he espoused is now widely accepted. This happens time and time again, not just in medical science, but those examples tend to be among the most dramatic. Maybe it's happened to you in your own life. I suppose it's happened to me, although I'm not the seat of any great innovations. I do have some good ideas from time to time and some advice to share, and find that typically it is those closest to you who are least likely to take you seriously. Maybe that's the same kind of a mechanism that carries into the professions, where colleagues in a medical field are less likely to take seriously the novel idea of one of their own, whereas perhaps maybe people who are beyond that field would be more open to it. Well, giving voice to this, I think, is part of the solution. I'm not suggesting that we cave into every new idea that comes along and just automatically accept it as truth. Rarely do we get that opportunity or that gift. Generally speaking, new ideas have to be proven over time. And that's important, especially in science. The whole basis of science is replication, finding the same result repeatedly until we can begin to draw some useful conclusions. Same goes, I suppose, with other aspects of life. Novel ideas, advice that maybe we've rejected out of hand, maybe requires or at least warrants us to take a closer look, to see if perhaps there might be something there for us, something worth considering. The alternative, I suppose, is to instantly build an argument against it. And when we're doing that, we're not listening, for one thing, and we're also not in an opportunity to give that person who's presenting that new view the attention that she or he deserves. So here's the challenge: think before you react. I'm telling this to myself too. When I hear something that doesn't, jive with what I thought was the proper position, maybe give it a second thought. Give it a good listen. Ponder it. Maybe over time, I'll begin to see that I've been missing something, that this person had a valid point and maybe even a breakthrough. Thank you.